Hi, my name is Margaret Mordahl. Welcome to my channel, Virtue Lies in the Middle, where we discuss current topics and try to remain as balanced as possible. Today, I'm going to be reacting to a street interview done in Australia in 1979. The question that's being asked in this interview is whether or not refugees should be allowed into Australia. I think you'll find it interesting how people's opinions, conservative and liberal, and also the whole immigrant situation hasn't changed much in the last 45 years.
I think they should come to Australia, yes. I think they deserve a place in the world the same as everybody else.
I think we have to.
Have to what?
Take them in. I just don't think we've just got such a big country and lots of space. I think we just have to be kind in terms of the rest of the world, that's all.
I think there are so many problems here on the home front that need to be solved first of all before we start taking an extra influx of people from overseas.
Do you not think we have some responsibility to these people?
No, we have more responsibility to people in this country.
Many of these people quite possibly will die or will starve as a result of not being able to find a place to go to.
Right.
Doesn't that fact at least temper your thinking?
No, because that situation's occurring in other parts of the world, and we can't solve all the world's problems in that area at the moment. So, as I say, I think the main priority is here on the home front.
I had a delightful discussion a while back with a gentleman about immigration. He was Catholic, I'm Catholic. He was liberal, I'm conservative. And throughout the whole conversation, he kept saying, caritas. We must remember caritas. Caritas is the Latin word for charity or love of your fellow man. And it really made me think about the whole immigrant situation because I really want, and I think most people, liberal or conservative, really do want to do the right thing. And I thought, is it true charity to neglect your own country and people while helping another? What would we think of a father who would neglect his own children in order to give to the poor? Is it charity to help one group of people while harming another? Charity is a virtue, but prudence is as well.
I think that we've got to look after our own first at the moment.
I think we have a responsibility to do something for them as soon as we were involved in the war. We can't turn our back on the responsibility when we were previously involved.
I think we all have to think in terms of the one world, one humanity. And we all have international obligations to fulfill if it's going to be a peaceful world for everybody.
Do you think we should take as many as we can fit in?
Yes, I do, most definitely.
Do you think
And I think that we should cooperate in many ways to make sure that the needs of these people are fulfilled.
What about the racial tension that might well be created here as a result?
Well, I think that we have to implement new education schemes into the schools to change people's attitudes and their prejudice.
Well, we fought in Vietnam, so I think it's fair enough that we should have some sort of responsibility towards the people.
What if it came to taking these people in the tens of thousands that they exist in now?
Well, don't you think it should be split up with the rest of the world, though?
Well, they've got to have some place to stay, and if Australia has an economy that can support that kind of activity, I don't see anything wrong with it. If it's going to be a burden on the economy, and you really don't have the facility to support them, I don't think it's a good deal.
A lot of Australians are saying we should look after ourselves first.
I disagree with that. That's an isolationist philosophy.
I think the key phrase here is if we can support them. This is so important because if we let unlimited numbers of immigrants come into our country and it strains the system and the economy so badly that it fails, then this place that so many people want to come to will no longer exist as that place that so many people want to come to. And what's the good of that? The second key point is that immigrants must conform to the culture of the place that is taking them in. Immigrants are fleeing, usually from a government or a system, and they cannot allow that ideology to infiltrate their new home. Otherwise, eventually, again, that new home will become the same as the place that they were originally fleeing from.
I guess it depends on whether you want an Australian country as it is now or a totally different country. My own feeling is that I rather like it the way it is.
I think we should take a lot of refugees.
Why do you feel that way?
Well, I just feel it's an obligation. to a fellow man.
How do you think Australians would react as a whole?
I don't think terribly well, because basically, unfortunately, we are racist, whether we like it or not.
Because we're an Asian country and we've got to recognise the fact.
Do you think it would cause racial hostility in this country, though?
In this country, certainly. But the sooner we get that out of our systems, the better. We wake up to where we are and what we're doing.
No, I don't think we're obliged to take many of them at all. Not in the numbers that they're professing to want to take into the country. Another 10,000 before Christmas or something, isn't it?
If they died, if these people, men, women and children, died, rather than come to Australia, what would your choice be then? If that was the option, Australia or death?
There must be
for
other
these
alternatives
people.
rather than flood our economy with them. Who's paying for them? We're paying for them. We're going to hand out through taxes and so forth. We're already taxed the hilt on it. How are we going to afford them? We can't. Who's going to employ them? I don't agree with it at all.
Thanks.
Totally against it. We've got too many on the place, on the dole now, put it that way.
And that, I think, is the last point. Who is paying for these immigrants? And the answer is, of course, the taxpayer. This is a huge issue because even today in America, we can see immigrants getting free housing, food, technology, etc. So I think the takeaway here is that immigration must be done in moderation. If charity demands that we help our fellow man, then this must be in a sustainable way that does not destroy our country. And in America, this is best done through the legal immigration system, a system which vets people to make sure that we're not harboring criminals, a system which demands that immigrants learn a few basic facts about the country in which they'll live the rest of their life, and a system which lets migrants in a sustainable fashion. That's all I have for you today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe learned a little something. I'll see you in the next one.